I have so much to say on this topic. And for reference, please watch the video. I have so much to say as a mother of a 7-year-old, as somebody who's dated someone with a kid, as someone who's dated people without kids now that I have one, as someone who grew up with a step-parent who pushed and crossed their boundaries with us, as someone who's watched other step-parents cross their boundary with the kids that are not even theirs. There's a lot to say. But I definitely want to pinpoint on what the gentlemen were talking about, which was with them, what really struck me was he wasn't trying to date someone with a kid if he wasn't able to discipline him or her, right? And I think that says a lot, because I just had that conversation with my boyfriend last week about my son, and I was like, you don't need to discipline him, like, ever. Like, you're not the disciplinary. You're not the parent. So I had him and my son go to the jumpers, and my son was acting unruly, and the people who were supervising the jumpers were looking at my boyfriend like, yo, aren't you gonna say something? Aren't you gonna say something? This made my boyfriend uncomfortable, and he didn't really know what to do. He was just kind of like, Orion, Orion. He was like yelling. And here's the other thing, like, you don't have to like yell at kids, scream at them. You don't have to hit them. You don't have to spank them to get through to them. That's another misconception, and sadly it's probably because your dad did such horrible parenting that a lot of men in general don't know that. I even told him, like, all you had to do was talk to him. And honestly, as step parent, that's the best bet. You're just an adult in the room. You're an adult in the room in this child's life, and you don't have to discipline them. You don't have to hit them. Like, teachers don't hit kids. Teachers don't. There's other ways to discipline children. Hitting, yelling, screaming is not the only way to discipline children. You could talk to them, you could get to know them, you could befriend them. You're another adult in the room. As for taking full responsibility of your girlfriend or wife's child, I don't think that's the case either, because it's not your responsibility. It's not your kid. And I watched one of my aunts do this with her boyfriend, and it really upset me, where she had made her boyfriend discipline her kids and be the disciplinary. And that's not okay, because that's where men get it twisted, that they're allowed to discipline your kids when no, they don't. They don't have to discipline.